say, man, I don't know her. She's too quiet.
Perhaps travel cannot prevent bigotry, but by demonstrating that all people cry, laugh, eat, worry, and die, it can introduce the idea that if we try and understand each other, we may even become friends. Maya Angelou. What up, though? It's your girl, She's Too Quiet, and welcome back to the She's Too Quiet podcast. She's Too Quiet is all about remembering your voice matters. Although you're quiet, people are actually interested in you. They want to know where you go, where you don't go, what you like, and what you don't like. Don't be afraid to use your voice matters. On today's episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about travel. So this summer I traveled a lot, and I just want to explain myself because I know I've been gone for a little bit. If this is your first time joining us on She's Too Quiet, welcome. Every Friday, go ahead and tap into our episodes and we could just spend some time together. For those who don't know, She's Too Quiet is all about using your voice. Sometimes being a quiet person, people may underestimate you. They may not be comfortable around you, and rightfully so, they don't know you. But this podcast is seeking to shine some light on us, letting people know we're personable, we're people too. We could laugh, we could chuckle a little bit, and there's some things that we're actually interested in. So my new interest is travel, okay? So this summer I did a lot. I did too much, but I really had a great time. In July, our organization that I'm a part of, PCAFI, or the Pentecostal Churches of the Apostolic Faith International, each summer they have a meeting where all of the saints come together in one location, one city, and we have a time. During this time, there's a whole lot of fellowship, there's awesome preaching, there's seminars, they have stuff for the kids to do. So it's really, really fun. And I'm excited. Next year, we're actually going to Toronto, Canada. This is the first time that I feel like they've done something international like this. I'm interested to see if we're going global with it. Like, we're going to Africa. We're going to be in, the UK. Like, what's next? So I'm very excited for next year's convocation. Unfortunately, this year I just had too much planned, so I couldn't stay as long as I normally do, and that's not going to happen again. I'm just going to have to separate, everything out because I missed Brandon Clack. He was preaching on Monday and I had to leave Sunday night, so I missed him. But, lessons learned. So if you are a part of an organization or your church is affiliated with an organization, I really encourage you to go out to their conventions and convocations. You will get a lot out of it. I mean, souls are saved, people are being baptized in pools. You really get to take over that hotel and just fill it with the presence of God. You never know, the workers that work in that hotel, they may come to the services and boom, what do we got? We got another soul for the kingdom. So I am very, very happy about the organization. I'm happy about what they're doing. And it's good to just be in the number sometimes, So if you are a part of a church that is a part of an organization, I encourage you to attend. Sometimes, let's talk about it. Why don't people go to convocations? They're really starting to pick up though from the past, but let me tell you a few reasons why people don't go. Well, let me do the two main reasons. The first reason is the length of service and how many services they have, right? It's true, okay? This is not a myth. The services are very, very long, and there's multiple services. You got a service every night. And there's also day sessions, right, that you can attend. There's prayer sessions. It is churchy, super churchy, right? But when you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, when we all get to heaven, what do you expect us to be doing up there? You know what I'm saying? Like, we will be praising the Lord for the rest of our days. So y'all gonna have to get used to these service lengths, okay? It is okay. Every service can't be, an hour, especially if the Lord come in there and we talking about souls, we talking about changing lives. Let the Lord work, you know what I'm saying? So yes, they are long services, but I'm telling you, it is a great experience, and you never know what can happen. You never know what can happen, okay? Another reason why people don't typically like convocations or conventions is the money. You got your presider, you got all of these different services, and each one they're asking for money, right? You already paid to get there, right? Why so much money? Same thing with paying your tithes and offering. It costs money to do these things. You got lanyards, you got badges, you got, sound engineers, you got top music artists, musicians. They all need to be paid, right? That's why they have a budget. They trying to, spread the wealth. So like I always say, I don't think I told y'all yet though, but what I always tell myself, right? Don't feel bad if they keep asking for money. Do what you can do in your heart. And if God don't touch your heart to give no more, then don't give no more. Like, let's not turn this into something. It's really nothing. They keep talking about money. You gave what you gave. Just wait for the next part of the service or pray your way through. That's all you gotta do. It's simple, okay? So check out your convocation. If you don't have one, I welcome you to PCAFI. Go ahead and attend the next one with us. All right. So the next leg of my trip was a cruise. I have never been on a cruise before, so this was a learning experience for me. I did a 4-day. I think a 4-day was good for me. I don't know if I can do longer. Maybe I could do a 7-day, but I don't know if I can do like longer than that. Just because, you start missing land. Then you start missing your comfort stuff, or at least I did. But I really did enjoy it. I did the Carnival cruise on Carnival Conquest. This was one of their smaller boats. We met some cool people. And there was this thing, it's like on-time dining, something like that. So if you dine this way, you have a set time that you go eat. And when you eat, you are sitting with other people. And so it was really cool. It's kind of like a group of girls, and we were all on the trip with our friends. So each night, after our days, it was kind of cool because you can kind of talk about what you did that day. Y'all could talk about the menu. The menu was different each night. We kept the same waiter, so you're able to kind of form a relationship with the waiter. It was really cool. I am very pleased with how everything went. Now, I did go during summer, so just caution yourself if you plan on going during summer. There was a lot of kids on this particular boat. I think they lost a child at one point. They had to make an overhead call. It was a lot of kids. So I just attribute that to it being summertime. I'm not sure, if you've gone on a cruise before, I'm not sure your experience. Feel free to put that in the comments below. I'm interested to see how it was for you. I'm also interested in different locations, different cruise lines. Let me know because I got the bug. It bit me. I'm a fan, okay? Now, let me tell you something else, okay? The food. The food it's just copious amounts of food. Everywhere you look, there's food. Everywhere you look, you can get food. It's just a lot of food. And I'm telling you, I had to take a night off. One day, I think it was about day 3. Day 3, I had to wave my white flag. I can't make it to dinner tonight because I am so full. They have a buffet that's, I don't know if it was, I guarantee you it wasn't 24 hours, but They had a buffet available for you. They had these different stations, sandwich station, taco station, burger joint, food everywhere. And so by the third day, I was almost sick, y'all. I took a nap. I couldn't make it. But it's cool because if you do like the formal dining thing, it's a 3-course meal. So you get your appetizer, you get your entree, and your dessert. You also have the option of ordering all 3 entrees, or you can order all 3 appetizers, right? You can try out everything on that menu each night if you wanted to. And guess what? You already paid for it. You paid for it already. It's yours. So this is another thing that encourages you to eat because I paid for it already. So whatever I want, I can have it. So yeah, it's a lot of food. So just don't eat for like 2 weeks before you start your cruise. So you can, gain that extra weight without, putting yourself in a bad spot. Now, I know you're probably wondering, okay, you on a boat, what do you do all day? All day they have different shows you can attend. You can sit on the deck and watch the water, go in the pool. So there's tons of things that you can do throughout the day on a cruise. They have like bingo, karaoke. They have newlywed game type of shows, comedy shows. Now, comedy shows, go to the one that's PG-13 if you have too much cringe like me. We tried to go to one of the comedy shows. We had to exit up out of that mug, man. And it was hard because I didn't want him to call us out. So we slipped out of there, but there's a lot of stuff to do. Now, just a few tips for you if you plan on going on a cruise. Tip number 1, get your passport. A passport is easier for you to get through the boarding process as opposed to your driver's license. Another thing, pack light. Most of the time, you don't need too many outfits, I noticed while I was on the cruise, just because, you can kind of scrunch it a little bit. So don't overpack. The rooms aren't as large, especially if you're rooming with somebody else. The bathroom was really small, of course, because you're on a boat. So it kind of gave, I don't want to say aircraft bathroom. It was bigger than that. It had a little stand-up shower in it, but it was small, so you can't bring your whole skincare routine, all the creams, all the deodorants. If you like to layer, like, that's not the place to do that, okay? So just pack light if you're going on a cruise. Now for me, watch your excursions, okay? We did excursions. The first one was great. It was a boat ride. The second excursion was a private island. And for me, I didn't really enjoy that one that much. It just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Like, between the water and the sand, it was like a strip of land. And I'm like, okay. So it was really small, kind of island thingy. But yeah, I don't know if I would recommend like a private island. I would have rather kind of been in the city with the locals. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all where I went. I went to the Bahamas. I went to Half Moon Cay and the South. Last thing, motion sickness. I didn't get a lot of motion sickness, or I don't think I got any motion sickness. Now, the first day on the boat, I did take something just to kind of see how it would be, but I was cool. The boat did rock a little bit, but it wasn't enough to make me sick. You know what I'm saying? There was times where we went to dinner. I think 2 nights we went to dinner, and we can kind of see the boat was really trying to get us somewhere, but it wasn't enough to be alarming. So it's just, based on your body. But that is my overall review of the cruise. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. Now, I know this is a lot, y'all, okay? This is the last thing. The last leg of the trip, coming back from the boat, we stayed in Miami for 3 days. Now, Miami, I'm a fan of Miami to an extent. Like, it was cool. You know how you see Miami on TV? It was giving that. Miami, how it looks in person is how it looks on TV. Now, Ocean Drive, now that was a hot mess. There was people all over the place. People drive really fast in Miami. I don't know what it is, but people drive fast. They love their horns, okay? They will beat their horn at anything for any reason. Notice that a lot. But it was really cool. It was really hot. We had a little beach day. We stopped by, I think it was like a Walgreens or CVS. Man, we got chips, drinks, lunch meats, sandwich stuff. We packed us a little lunch for the beach when we went there. We spent like a whole morning/afternoon at the beach. It was a vibe. I really enjoyed it. We went to the Versace mansion for dinner. That was cool. I had never really been in an environment like that. Everything looked very expensive. It was very luxurious. I felt like I was somebody else when I went in there. Y'all, me and my friend too, we tried to give ourselves names that wasn't our name. Do y'all do stuff like that with y'all friends? Or are we just like a little weird? But we wanted to be like different people, like, the vacation us. But y'all, for the life of us, we can never remember to call ourselves those names. So we will try that again for the next trip, to actually use the names that we gave ourselves. Y'all should try that. I think it was a great idea. We just got to execute that a little bit better. Okay, more about Ocean Drive. So we had heard from our cruise friends that Rick Ross had a restaurant on Ocean Drive, right? While we was walking around, walking fast, because you gotta hold your purse, you gotta watch your surroundings. I'm talking head on a swivel, okay? So we were walking really fast because there were so many people in one area that we had to walk through. It was cursing really loud, smoking, drinking. We were like, oh my gosh, we gotta go. So we started hightailing it down the strip, right? As we're walking, I'm like, this looks like the restaurant the girl was talking about. She's Too Quiet family. I looked at that restaurant. I said, oh, friend, this is the restaurant that the girl was talking about. She said, oh, no, we can't go there. She was like, nah, we can't do that one. I said, yeah, I feel you. So we hightailed it out of there. We wanted to leave that area so bad. We took a turn and we got lost. We was lost for a good little minute trying to find our way back to the hotel, because our plan, this is what our plan was. Our plan was to go to dinner, right? And then walk back to the hotel. But once we walked down that Ocean Drive, man, we took a right and we got lost. By that time, we kept walking. Distance kept getting a little further and further away. It started to get dark. We were like, nah, we got to call an Uber, because at this point, we need to make it back safely. So we ended up taking an Uber back to the hotel. All in all, it was a great experience. It's just really interesting to see what God has created. He has really created a diverse world. There's so much to see and so much to do. So I encourage you guys, let's get out of our comfort zones, okay? Let's do some different stuff. There's a lot of stuff to see that is past your normal vision. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try to look beyond what's in front of us, And so I was bit by the travel bug. I'm really interested to see where else I can go. How much do I have to save? Can I book it now? What I gotta do. So that's what I'm going to start doing in my life. So let me know some of your travel experiences. I am interested to find new places to travel. Next place this year, 2024, I'm going to end out this year going to Virginia and Washington, D.C. So I'll be doing that pretty soon, and I'll give you the details on that. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you're interested in seeding into this podcast, feel free to give via Cash App with the handle $She's Too Quiet. Be easy. Don't forget to do two things: love God and love people. Until next time, deuces.